Hi friends, and welcome back to another carefully selected showcase of new Skyrim mods, as known as Mods of the Moment. I'm Bard's College graduate, your humble servant when it comes to modding this game we love so. And first, let's check out Character Menu SE. Inspired by Oblivion Remastered, this mod adds a completely new character UI menu to Skyrim and in addition brings back the 21 different classes. In this character menu, you can easily examine your character's details, skills, factions, titles, status and stats, as well as stare at the magnificence of your creation of multiple hours in the race menu customization. While you're in this menu, everything else is frozen in the game, aside from your Dragonborn and their physics. And I think this feature is especially great for the first-person players who rarely take a good gander at their character. Your character's class is determined by your 7 highest skills, and it works well with additional skill mods such as Constellations and Firmament. Many other popular mods are supported as well, and in addition, Character Menu SE is completely compatible with a gamepad, which makes it a fantastic and incredibly flexible UI mod. The next mod on the list, True Flasks NG, is an SKSE-powered gameplay mod that overhauls Skyrim's potion system with one that's inspired by modern action RPG games. Instead of the separate consumable potions, there are now regenerating flask charges, so you can heal without constantly opening any UI or inventory, not to even mention rebinding keys when your potion tier runs out. With this mod, you have persistent flasks that function as permanent tools, with an optional UI widget that is very stylish, appears in combat, and helps you keep track of your consumables with the visual feedback. There is also a lot of room for configuration to make this mod operate exactly as you wish. Another new mod we're looking at that enhances the combat gameplay is Dynamic Bloodpool Framework. This mod generates animated, fluid and fully customizable blood pools that adapt to the terrain it flows on. The mod is actually a framework, which means that to make it work, you must have an accompanying mod that actually takes use of this feature it provides. A great and, to my knowledge, the only choice right now is Sanguine Symphony, which is also my preferred mod overhauling Skyrim's combat, and together they make some truly gruesome visuals for those who are into that kind of action, whether you're slaying humanoids or monsters. Fourth Unknown has already recreated the 2 other Atronachs, the elemental Daedric creatures, and finally, it's Frost Atronach's turn. The cutest of the bunch, the original design is very much respected with this new model, with slight differences. The new model looks sharper, edgier, and maybe a bit more swift and mean, while the original looked a bit clumsier. This Atronach has some proper icy stompers and a gruesome looking drill arm that is sure to do some real damage against your opponents. Now, this summonable trio is complete, and I think these creatures look absolutely incredible with these high quality redesigns. Enjoy the video? Consider dropping a like or subscribing if you want to see more. Feeling even more generous? Check out my Patreon for some extra content, links in the description. Now, I'm calling all my horse girls, horse guys, and horse everyone in between as we're checking out Horsepower Modernized Horse Riding Total Riding Overhaul. Playing Skyrim, I have always been a bit reluctant on traveling the land by a horse, as it has always felt clunky, and that's where this mod comes in. The features include complete directional horse animations, as well as faster movement, turning and better jumping, which make the riding feel much smoother. Horseback combat is also improved with follow-up attacks, as you can do chainable quick and power attacks. The horses feel more interactive as you can pet them while riding, and they'll also act more natural by shaking their mane and other suitable behavior. There are also many additional improvements like some added sound effects and enabled ragdolling, and some old existing bugs related to horses and riding have been completely eradicated. So now, riding our horses feels so much better, but we could use them for even more than just traveling the land, and this we will manage with this new gameplay mod, RSE, Shoulder or Saddle. With this mod, you can lovingly share your steed with a friend or a follower and pick up any captured NPCs or the body of the wanted bounty you've slain to bring as a proof. Not only can you do these things with the help of your trusty horse, you can also carry these people, friends or foes on your own with a fireman style carry over your shoulder, of course with full custom animations. It's likely that this mod is inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2, and not only does it allow you to roleplay as a bounty hunter better, the ride-sharing feature is especially so sweet to have for anyone. Next, let's check out the Heart's Toll. This is a medium-sized, fully voiced quest mod involving a humble basket weaver who is attempting to find a cure to her twin brother's mysterious, debilitating illness, no matter what.
It started as a cough. Nothing unusual for him, but he noted that it lingered for some time. We paid it no mind, but then it began to worsen.
The quest begins at Lake Ilinalta, where Tia and Varro live in their cottage, and she explains her brother's grave situation to you and only requests company in her research. This quest works in a similar way than the rest of this author's mods. Between your own adventures, you return to the Weaver every once in a while to learn more about the situation and progress on their story. It is crafted in a way that makes you genuinely attached to the characters, while never locking you into a restrictive questline that stops you from exploring or doing other quests. The location changes dynamically after each progression, and both the writing and voice acting of the Heart's Toll are absolutely incredible, and thus I can highly recommend adding this harrowing experience to your game that shook me to my core. Another interesting quest mod we have today is Incursion, which is a Daedric-themed content add-on that adds Oblivion portals spawning throughout Skyrim. The quest begins when you snoopily read a note in Dragon's Reach where Commander Caius brushes off worries of something odd happening near a cave at Lake Ilinalta. This investigation takes us to a mysterious cave near the lake, where two men are guarding the tunnel that takes you deeper into the cave. On the ground, there are many bodies of vigilants who have perished in attempt of ending whatever is happening here, which seems to be some sort of ritual. When we approach, the cultists vanish, and a Dremora steps out of the portal, challenging us. After destroying it and reading the note from Corset, the head of vigilance in Skyrim, these portals start to spawn in each hold of Skyrim, and after you decide on opening one, hordes of strong Daedric creatures jump out for you to banish for good, with the last enemy being the only one dropping loot. These portals can be seen from far away as they emit a strong light beam guiding you towards them, and there's also a real ending to the quest with a proper boss fight and rewards.
Do not fret, Dragonborn. You are merely dreaming. I thought we should have a little chat.
Now, let's check out two new location overhauls by the same author that has been quite busy with quality mods lately. First off, we have Heljarchen Creek, a Nightgate in Overhaul. This Traveler's Respite has seen multiple mod iterations during the years, but this one undoubtedly changes the location the most. In addition to just overhauling the inn, it also revives a cut location, Heljarchen, a village with many services including a blacksmith, a merchant shop, and a fishery. The architecture is from the cities of the north, which fits well this freezing town and makes it look like the perfect place to stop for the night. Now, the interior of the inn is of course also revamped completely, and now it feels super cozy with this new layout and not just another cookie-cutter country inn. The cellar looks more or less the same, with just some minimal added clutter. The next overhauled location is Lund's hut, which is now, with this mod, Lund's Hamlet, with the help of Redbag's meshes. This sad place is right next to Rorikstead in the Whiterun Tundra, and now this lowly farmstead infested by skeevers is upgraded into a small hamlet with a windmill and a renewed architecture. This windmill can be entered, there's really nothing there, and of course the interior of Lund's hut is also remade to match the exterior. It's just a sad shack really, but this overhaul makes it look much more interesting in the landscape of the hold. These two overhauls include patches in the files and an auto-detecting installer that makes installation simple and automatically handle any required patching. Before checking out two incredible new armors, let's haul in a cozy cottage. This is Ophyre's Lakeview Honeyside. This mod moves the classic Honeyside, Riften's viable home, from the city's cell into the docks, where it grants you a beautiful view of the Lake Honrek. You can see the landscape through the windows and enjoy its calming atmosphere, and the features include bedrooms, crafting stations, bathing chamber, seasonal porch furnishing, and much more. It's also such a dynamic home. You can light every candle and set the table, and all these small interactive details make it feel truly comfy. You can also order some improvements into the home, which transforms the dwelling to be just the way you want it, and it also works as a great money sink for those who find their pockets simply too heavy. There's also a front yard where you can tend to your chickens and enjoy gardening. Ophyre's Lakeview Honeyside is an impressive overhaul, and it transforms Honeyside into a home truly worth purchasing in this crime-riddled town. Finally, in today's Armor Corner, we have two inspired new armors to style your character with. And first, let's take a look at the Plague Doctor. This is a unisex light armor inspired by 17th century plague healer brought into Skyrim's medieval atmosphere. You can buy this armor from a new NPC visiting Elgrim's Elixirs, craft it at the forge, or add it by mods or console commands, and the set also includes a staff, and there are 3 subtle color variations for you to choose between. It's a dramatic set, but if you're in the market for something more enticing, you might be more into Dark Apprentice. This is another light armor or clothing set acquired by crafting, and it's perfectly suited for witches and sorceresses or any other magical ladies, as it clearly signals your supreme magic capabilities. This set also really reminds me of Yennefer from The Witcher 3, with all this dark monochrome coloring and the feathers decorating it, and oh. In any case, whether you're more into the Plague Doctor or the Dark Mistress of the Night aesthetic, both of these sets look insanely good in the game. Thank you for watching, and thank you to my patrons: Brian Ulrich, Frank Brackett, The Panicked Monk, Billy Duncan, Onshore Flyer, Arix Lagenwhite, Angrius Windstorm, Dunky, Amenity, John Wright, Krakenhelm, Simon Wakes, J. Michael Hitpoint, and Nocturnal and Mystery. Thank you so much for watching the video. See ya!